If you like this video, please rate, share, comment and subscribe. If you dislike it, please tell me why, so I can improve. Because it's Sunday, I'm going to be talking about religion again. And I'm actually specifically going to be talking about the proposition that religion is inevitable. When people are anti-religious or secular, they tend to think that there's this little thing that you can get rid of in people's behaviour that will just then make them completely non-religious. I don't think that's actually how people behave. Now, I talked yesterday about groups being an emergent cause of evil, and I think that another thing that happens in groups is that irrational behaviour and the various features of religion, irrational beliefs, will automatically appear and evolve after a while in any long-term group of people that acts together. Religious belief is the kind of belief that emerges in that kind of situation, whereas there may in fact not be life after death or transubstantiation or karma. Something like that will eventually be believed in any group of people that pursues a common aim for long enough in a sort of communal context, because there is received wisdom there, and whereas also magical thinking. And whereas magical thinking may be the kind of thing that you think you can eliminate, it is in fact the basis of rationality. So a person without magical thinking is a person who can't behave rationally and isn't even recognisable probably as behaving in an ordinary human way. You can look at this, for example, in organisations such as Greenpeace, which started off as a perfectly reasonable organisation, perfectly sensible organisation, but then decided to have a hierarchy, or one of them did, and then decided to get rid of all the people lower down and say they weren't using the name properly and to appropriate the name and to stick to very safe things, and also to do things where it doesn't necessarily make sense. Like, for example, it's suggested that scuppering the oil rig was actually environmentally the most sensible thing to do, but they were against that. Generally not wanting people to work for the furtherance of the group, but simply to raise funds for it as supporters of Greenpeace rather than actually activists within Greenpeace. And another example of that would be the Labour Party. It gets from the point where you can achieve socialism by non-revolutionary means and then eventually defers it and defers it and defers it until it's turned into something completely different, where there's a mass delusion of people that believe they are aiming for socialism, whereas in fact they're doing nothing of the sort. And religions are frequently centuries or millennia old. So the organisations or the groups of people, because not all religions are organised, of course, and not all organised religions have entirely organised, they're not all packed into one organisation, even within a specific faith, are just groups of people that have been practising those kind of things for a long time, and so have gradually acquired those beliefs. If you try to eliminate that, what is actually going to happen is the skeptics, for example, the people calling themselves skeptics, or the secularists, or other people, will eventually acquire irrational beliefs. Whereas it may be the case that it's irrational to believe in God or the supernatural or that kind of thing, something else is going to emerge automatically simply by nature of the human beings. And it's a little bit like expecting the yellow stuff, such as urine, to be the source of gold, or somehow to be able to extract something by a form of alchemy from things. So I think that, not the secularism, because secularism is a good thing, but I think the whole project of being anti-religious is misconceived and works against the way human beings actually are on the whole, because yes, they think magically, but magical thinking is the precursor of logical or rational thinking. There is another issue in that rational thinking is not necessarily an ideal, but that's another matter. So that's all I've got left to say for today. I may do another big science video tomorrow, I'm not sure. See you tomorrow.